The major markets experienced a significant pullback last week on the news that US-China trade talks were failing. While the selling was widespread, the largest losses were seen in emerging markets. The MSCI Emerging Market Index experienced such a large amount of the pullback, as it is a 33% exposure to China. China led the selling, with only Turkey experiencing greater losses last week. These countries were not alone, as much of the emerging market space traded down in similar territory. The commotion began with a tweet on Sunday by President Trump that things had taken a turn. Trump announced that the 10% rate on $200 billion worth of Chinese imports would increase to 25% on Friday the 10th. The president had previously referred to talks as constructive, often stating that they were close to a deal. However, Reuters reported in an exclusive last week that trade talks fell apart when China made numerous reversals, including the deletion of a commitment to change laws around US intellectual property and trade secrets, currency manipulation, and other areas surrounding international commerce with China. These items were cited as being the primary impetus for the trade war to begin with, so the reversals were not well received. The Wall Street Journal reported that Beijing decided to take a more aggressive stance in negotiations, in some part due to the president's criticism of Fed Chairman Jerome Powell to cut interest rates. This desire to cut interest rates implied that the US economy is not as strong as the president has previously tweeted. Analysts on both sides of the political spectrum agree that the use of Twitter by this president has been revolutionary. To keep up with the president's Twitter feed, Bloomberg has created a site that ties a filtered feed with the Dow Jones average. While this is not comprehensive, it does give a look at the market's reaction to the president's actions. The midday tweet from last Sunday caused the S&P 500 to open sharply lower on Monday. Each successive day caused the market to trade further and further from the all-time highs set the week prior at 2954.13. At 12:01 a.m. Friday morning, the trade tariffs went into effect, and this time there were no last-minute delays. Trading reached the low of the week early into the Friday session before finding support on word from Secretary Mnuchin that while nothing was resolved and nothing further was scheduled, the trade talks were constructive. In the end, last week was the worst performing week for the S&P 500 this year, effectively removing April's gains.